Meryl is now joining us with all the details and several stocks in focus on the back of that. Meryl?
That's right. The government has given rooftop and open access solar developers a 6-month breathing period. Let's take a look at what this means. Well, under ALMM-II, developers were supposed to start using domestically manufactured solar cells instead of the cheaper imported ones. And the idea of this was to create guaranteed demand for Indian solar cell manufacturers. Vari Energies, Premier Energies and MV were all among the key beneficiaries from this. But now the ministry has announced a limited exemption until the 31st of December, which is allowing these developers to continue using cheaper imported cells. This is only for the next 6 months, and mainly because many of the players had already locked in supply agreements from imported players abroad. So what is the market impact from this? Well, for domestic solar cell manufacturers, it's a near-term negative sentiment, as they were expecting a sharp jump in orders starting for the first quarter, which is going to be delayed for another 6 months. But the developers can continue sourcing cheaper imports, which is also reducing the pricing power for domestic manufacturer players in India. However, the long-term story from this is still intact, as the government has maintained that this is only a short-term move, and starting the 31st of December, any solar projects from this will have to comply with the ALMM-II mandate, meaning that domestic solar cells will become mandatory after the stipulated time period. Among the key beneficiaries today is JSW Energies. The stock is up almost 4%, and the extension is allowing it to continue to source these cheaper imported cells for its near-term renewable pipeline. As of the fourth quarter of FY26, nearly 67% of its 32.1 gigawatt locked-in capacity is renewable, making this development a meaningful one for the company.
Meryl, thanks so much for joining us.